Squeaky's on the windowsill, king of the throne. Charlie's got a feather toy, she's in her zone. Doobie's in the kitchen, knocking stuff down. 3 cats ruling this crazy little town.
Hello, everyone. Oh, that fan feels good. I wanted to touch on a touchy subject. Grief. I know some people that are really deep into it right now. Like they're in the robotic stage of I don't know how to exist right now. And it isn't just a loss, it's a few losses. But, and I might accidentally say a gender, when you feel raw like that, you don't want to feel seen. So, if they see my video, I said this privately in Messenger to them, in words. They love to read. But to see that in word form is just like, okay, whatever, it's words. Here are my eyes. I am looking at you. This is my voice to you, my beautiful heart person. I said to them, I hope you're doing as good as you can. I know it's very hard. And it's okay to just let it out. It's okay to feel what you feel, and it's okay if that feel isn't what you think we want to see. What's in your heart now isn't about the rest of us. It's about you, and that's not selfish, that's not narcissistic, that's grief, and you are allowed. And yes, it's okay to be grieving them too. You don't have to be strong. And this is a side to what I said to them. When somebody says to you when you're grieving, be strong, that is the last thing you want to be when you're in pain. That is just like stabbing someone in the heart to say, be strong. You've always been strong. Be strong. You don't have to be strong. This is a time that you need to nurture you and take care of you. And this is what I said. You have to take care of you. Be gentle to, and wrap your soul's arms around you. You are parent and partner, but you are also you. And burying you in this process seems so easy to do. Just remember, you're loved and supported and will be welcome when you come through. But you are not alone no matter what. No one needs you to be strong. They need you to heal. Wow, I did a good job keeping keeping them private. But that message was to them. And again, the reason I brought that to my audience here is some other people amongst you. There are over 100 people that listen to me. Last I looked, 130. There may be some of you that may be feeling the same way, that may be hurting and grieving, and may be feeling like, I might not even be feeling anything at this point, but maybe feeling that I shouldn't be feeling like this. What about everyone else? What about everyone else? Everyone else needs to do the same. They need to heal and fix themselves. It's not your job to do that. It's your job to cuddle yourself. It's your job to make sure you're going to be okay. And it feels good to have support. It feels really good to have support. That being said, back to the old routine. Auntie is feeling okay. Honestly, I would not lie about that. I don't get out of here and lie about, I'm, cake and candy and roses. Woohoo! Yay! No, sometimes I don't feel so great. Sometimes you get to see that too. I'm not hiding that. Why should I? Why should I? Why should I make it look perfect? To make you feel comfortable. If I'm not comfortable, why do you have to be? But the migraine's gone. There's still like this little teeny tiny tender, like I swear, so I hit my head on something. Because I can feel this tender piece right here. I don't know. 6 days of that doggone thing though, man. What is up with that? Mother Nature? I'm ready to be okay. I started another project because I thought this was pretty. And it's in the same stitch. Oh, I didn't show you. I made sleeves for a tank top. This is the stitch. And yep, it's inside out and backwards. But I made sleeves for a tank top. I'm going to make them longer because they don't they end like these sleeves and they don't complement my bat wings. And if I have bat wings, why not make them pretty? They're there, why not make them pretty? But this is the same stitch, different hook, smaller hook. But Mom gave me that gorgeous green. And then I happen to have black. And there's the two greens I'm using. And the black. Make sleeves for something else. But that looks like a stained glass window to me. I'm like, ooh, that's pretty. Oh, so that's the project I'm working on today. I was working on another project. I also started with my scrap ones. Oops, that's the wrong side because I already did. With my scrap ones. Because I do have scrap ones. I have these ones that I was like, I have an abundance of all of these, so I'm mixing them all together. Like, that does not look the greatest. That's a weird yellow brown that looks like something you'd find in a baby diaper. But I'll make it work somewhere. On this even. I started another hexagon. Cardigan. I'm determined to get one of them done. And I'm using 2 strands of 10 weight with a 5.5 millimeter hook. And it's going to be cotton. So I started that project, but right now I'm working on the stained glass one because, I change hooks and I change projects when my hand starts aching because it's just a different movement and a different grasp that I have to have. So when my hand starts hurting from this one, actually, you know what that looks like? It looks like mermaid scales. I didn't think. That looks like mermaid scales. I can't escape the fish. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I like fish. Not in a weird way. I am not a lesbian. I am not against lesbians. But I am not one. That's not my life. Oh, I better turn that off so it can. I apologize for that looking kind of rough because I didn't have it memorized. I had it written and I had to read it before I said it to you into the camera so that you could see. It means something to me when I'm saying something like that you can look in my eyes and you can hear my sincerity in my voice. And being basically a recluse, it means something to me when I can do that with other people. That's another reason I watch ASMR. Is these are people, they're playing a role, yes. Some of them get monetized for it, yes. These are people that act like your friend and you feel safe with them and you feel like they're pampering you and you feel like they care. Because honestly, if they're on there doing that, even though, yes, they are getting monetized, or they are monetized, but they're on there doing that because they do care. They do care about you. And you can feel that in their role plays, some of them. Some of them are just on there being hookers. Like, they got, like... And I'm not putting drag queens down because they have their place in this world too, and what they do is beautiful as well. But some of these women get on there with drag queen makeup. And, how are you doing today? And I'm like, that's gross, and you're not here for the reason that you should be here. You go get an OnlyFans or something. So I don't watch those ones. But some of them just get on there and sincerely want to help you feel okay, accepted, and that you're hanging out with a friend. And that's another reason I'm doing this channel. Like yesterday I said Aunt T's doing her visits, her virtual visits. That's another reason I'm doing this channel, is so that even though you have to hear my opinion all the time and you have to hear what I'm doing, and this, because we can't just converse. I give you a friend to visit each day. I'm your friend. I'm here to be your friend. Again, like I said, I'm basically a recluse, and I reach out and watch other people. And again, I told you, I'm not mentally okay. So mentally okay people would think they are my friend. And no, I'm not gross about it, and I don't write comments, and I don't blah over people. It's just, man, it feels good to be visited by you today. Even though you're sitting there doing and stuff like that. I'm not into it for the stuff. But again, here, let me put a little makeup on your face. Does that feel good? Here, look, you got something. You got something right there. Let me fix that for you. That feels good. Honestly, that feels good. So, and then if I can help you, that's why I go by Aunt T. Aunts are spare parents. Aunts are spare friends. Aunts are spare siblings sometimes. And plus, my name has been Aunt T for over 30 years. More than half my life. It originated with my blood niece and nephew. My blood nephew. He's up there. He no longer speaks to me. And that hurts. But I loved him very, 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 very much. I still do. I loved who he was. I don't know him now. So I can't say I love who he is because I don't know him now. He's got 2 beautiful children. And that's that. I don't know his spouse. So I don't know if I like her. I don't know her. I don't have any that I know of ill feelings about her. But I just don't know her. And I probably never will. Whatever. He is my niece's that has the grandnephew brother. They are my blood niece and nephew. They tried to have him call me Auntie as a respect. Auntie Tressa. He couldn't say Auntie. And it came out Aunt T. Which fit because my name is Tressa. So that's where Aunt T came from. And then I realized just a short time ago that since I'm not ever going to be a grandma, and I've always said I don't mind that, and I support my children. If I don't know if Jade's ever going to have kids either. I don't know anything about that. I stepped out of her life, but was available. It was an open adoption. I stepped out of her life, but was available in case, and still am, even though she's an adult now, in case she or her mom needed to know something about medical history or something like that. And to let her know that because I love her, she is where she is. Because I love her, I chose the mom and dad she has. And because I love her, she got the mom and dad and happy family life that she deserved and I couldn't provide myself. And that is where I am at terms for putting my kid up for adoption. I did beat myself up over it. I did go through it's your fault and your fault and your fault. And then I came to terms with it. I could not give to her. And this is what happened with my daughter Alana too, and why my parents raised her. I could not give to her what she needed physically myself. And yes, I was involved in her life a lot because my parents made sure of that. I could not provide for her the emotional support and the love that she needed. And it is not that I don't love her. I adore those women, both of them. I adore them. In my mental capacity, it is hard for me to give that. And I don't know how to explain that. It's, again, where I think I'm autistic. It's not that we are unable to love. For me, I am unable to translate that to where it feels good to you. As in, more I'm critical because I want you to be safe, and I want you to be safe means I care for you, means I love you. So don't burn yourself, or else don't eat snow because birds poop in it. Not have the memory of eating snow because you're a kid and have fun. Don't eat snow because birds poop in it and you'll get sick. So, again, I'm not a heathen and I'm not mean and I'm not blah, blah, blah. I just don't know how to translate love to where it feels good to you. And again, I don't know how to explain that so I don't sound like a monster. Alana and I have a good relationship now. I mean, well, as good as we could have. She's Asperger, but we're not allowed to say Asperger. She's tier 1. She was diagnosed Asperger's, but that name was taken away because he happened to be a very not good person. And it took morality away from people who had tier 1. It was like calling them the R word. Mustard. So that is why that word was eliminated, is it took your morality away. It made something that you could not help, the way you were, into something bad. Because of who that person was. And you can look up Asperger. Don't look it up on South Park. However, on South Park, they kind of have it accurate. Except for when they make it funny with Cartman and he thinks he can have it and this kind of stuff. But they actually, and I've been seeing a lot of things that South Park has made accurate and it's true and real and whatever. But they kind of made it, somebody with autism wrote that episode. That's all I have to say. Probably, who was that wrote that? Was that Seth MacFarlane that wrote that? Oh, he probably does. So, let's see, where was I? I have to stop the video and figure out where I was going with that. I went off on that word. I was saying, Alana and I do have a good relationship. She, again, she volunteers, does not make money for doing this, to go and help clean up on Mackinac Island. And she'll send me, this is this horse and this is that couple of horses. And this one likes to play pranks on the other one. And this one will, she said, what was it? This one is notorious for slowing down, so the other one has to do all the work. And it's just really cool. And that's her way of reaching out. Hey, Mom. She barely says, I love you. Because my dad never really says, I love you. You know, And this is Alana's I love you. My dad says to me, anybody, did you eat? Did you eat? Translates into I love you. Because he's taking care of you. Alana's I love you is hi, how you doing? I'm right here. I spending enough time to say I thought of you here. Look at this picture. It's funny or it's cool. Is the way she says I love you. Sharing videos like this, and I will say I love you because some people need to hear it and because I need them to know that I do. But sharing videos like this, my information, my circumstances, my private life, my messes, my ADHD, that is saying I love you. And I don't mean I'm like, drooling over anybody or having a crush on anybody or anything like that. I sincerely love the people that would like to share my life like this. Thank you. Some people need to hear that too. I love you. I accept you. I say to younger people, children, more often than I say to adults, I love you. Because I know here, little ones need to hear it. They need to see it. They need to feel it, but they need to hear those words. Adults understand. Here I found this funny joke. It means I'm reaching out and saying I love you. Dude, boy, Auntie, whoo! That's a lot. Oh, I have to go put my soup away. I made soup yesterday. I started frying up. I was like, I want a piece of sausage. I started frying that up. I'm like, Tressa, you don't need just a piece of sausage. So I made pea soup. And all sorts of vegetables. I seasoned it with my own garlic and onions I made out in the toilet. Guess what? I actually trimmed my onion and garlic yesterday. Left a cute few sprouts going, whatever. But when I was looking, I need to get that piece of grass out of the way. That's just grass. But for one thing, so basically how I perceive it with I love you is you most certainly can say that I don't know how many times. Doobie doo, I love you. Squeaky baby, I love you. Dolly Puff, I love you. Do they know what that means? But if I love them and I smack them in the face every time I tell them that, showing a person I love you means more than the word. And that's my perspective on it. My chickpea is getting blossoms on it. This is that other pea, or bean. I trimmed them yesterday. And right there, that leek didn't die. Now, I may not get much of it off of it this season because it's coming into fall. But they say that those can come back. And the garlic might or might not. The onions, I'm not sure. I don't know what happens with them. I'm just going to leave it all planted in there. Hi, handsome. Hi. What's he doing? That my good boy? Is she going to come pick on you? That my boy? That look you give me. he's a riot. But I just wanted to let you know, I thought that thing was gone. I was like, it rotted. Nothing happened. And again, my chickpea's gonna bloom. So next year, what I'll probably do is get the hardware, because that toad's not in there anymore. Get the hardware out of the back of that thing and turn that into a planter too. Somehow I got to get the hardware out of there. It doesn't matter to me if I'd like it to sit flush, and maybe Dad can help me do that or tell me a tool to use for that. So I would like it to sit flush, but sit flat, so that I don't have to worry about tipping it here and there or whatever, because that would not be optimal for a plant or for any plants. But maybe I'll plant some chickpeas next year in it. That's a pretty little plant. It looks like a fern to me. My accidental chickpea. But I was so excited to see that. Now I'll have leeks. Like I said, I seasoned it solely with those yesterday, with the stuff that I had chopped out of there. And it tastes good. There are no powdered anything. Not solely, because I did put Parmesan cheese in it. It needed a little bit of a salt to it, so I put Parmesan cheese in it. The reason I do that with Parmesan cheese is it's another good source of protein. And I think it's also kind of low in fat, because I'd use, of course, the pot of beans I made was a huge one, and some of them need to go in the freezer, because I will not like this batch of beans for many, many days. I will like it for a few days and then go, ugh, I don't want this flavor anymore. So I'll have to do that. I'll have to find somewhere to. What I'll probably do is, since I don't have to. I'm going to town tomorrow with my mom and dad. We are doing the big yard sale. And if we get, because I told her, I got my groceries for the month. And rather than, Mom had saved out $20 so that I could pay for my stuff at the yard sales. They step in and they do that for me sometimes. And not just me, the rest of the family. This is their philosophy. We want to see you enjoy it. You're probably not going to get much when we're gone. You know what? It's theirs. They should be allowed. They should be allowed that joy. And I like it. So I told Mom, I said, how about this? Because I got my food for the month. And this will be food for me too. How about we stop somewhere where I can pick up picnic supplies? Walmart, Family General, or whatever. Where I can pick up picnic supplies. Because you guys are doing all the driving, all the this and all of that. And because I have like a little over $20 on my food money. So I don't feel bad about buying food for me and sharing. So I says, how about we do that? Because not that I feel I need to pay her back, because she's already said again that I don't need to. But I think that it would be fair to offer that. And she said, that sounds like a good plan. And I need to move you so you're not looking at the side of my face. I don't like that stitch either. That might be a little better. You're still looking at the side of my face, but you're not looking at the side of my face. Oh, so So that's what our plans are, is to stop somewhere and we get picnic for all of us, because I've explained before, it is just economically better for all of our wallets to have a picnic. Because some of us just can't have full meals. And you know what? I don't know about you guys, but I enjoy sitting in a park or even in a car or whatever, away from a crowd, but with my core people that I'm with. Like if it were Pam's family, or if it were Bina's family, or Julie's family, or all of them, or my mom and dad and my daughter. I enjoy sitting at a park, enjoying the nature, the fresh air, and their company, and not worrying about whatever else is going on around me with other people, or even sitting parked in a car doing that. I enjoy that. I like picnics. That's why a lot of times I will suggest to people, how about we have a picnic? It's not because I want to, well, I also do want to be cheap. I don't see anything wrong with being cheap. How about we have a picnic? It's more intimate to me and more quality over quantity. Quality over quantity is what it is to me. Basically, I get quality time rather than let's just stuff food in our face. Greedy? I don't know. But that's how I like to be. Always suggesting picnics to people. And again, that might be upbringing. We would do our road trips. We would tour Canada. We would, mom and dad would do their conferences and stuff like that. Not that I like the stuff anymore, because I just don't like bologna or hot dogs or mystery meat. Dad would get ring bologna, a block of cheese, and a box of Ritz crackers. Ritz crackers. That's the putting on the Ritz, man. And I think it was a jug of water, honestly, because you know what? Water is water. Anyway, and we'd go on our road trips. We'd yell, "Hungry!" And he'd stop at the side of the road, like when we were touring Canada and the UP, Upper Peninsula. We'd yell, "Hungry!" And he'd stop at a roadside somewhere near a waterfall, and we'd have our picnic. He'd open the trunk of the car. I think I remember that one of our cars having a tailgate. I don't remember specifics. Or there'd be a picnic table, and we'd enjoy that in ourselves. Just such a good memory. Like I said, my sibling and I were little shits, and I cannot tell you that life was perfect with anybody. We were dealing with an entire house full of mental illness pinging off of each other. And at certain times in my life, I considered that abuse, but now as an adult, dealing with a possible diagnosis of autism, I understand, and a lot of things have clicked. And some people may look at me and go, too little, too late. And I almost want to agree with you, but at least I know. Got my yarn tangled where it wouldn't tighten up. That's why nowadays, I can't tell you that I have the H word in my heart for my sibling. I do not enjoy her company. But I understand she's sick. She's sick. So are the rest of us. We're sick. Do I want her coming over or anything? I do not want her in my yard. I do not want her around me. I don't want any of that. She brings drama with her on purpose. And I don't want that. But I don't hate her. I feel bad for her. But not to the point that I would be handing charities or anything out to her. As a matter of fact, she thought she had a stroke, which she did not. It was a migraine. And she happens to have pets over there. And this last time I went over there to make sure the animals were okay, and I told my mom, I said, I do not want contact with, because my mom was worried about the pets and that kind of stuff. And that's mom, that's her place, that's her child too. And I went over and looked after the pets and yada, yada, yada. But finally I looked at my mom and I said, I want no contact with that person. So even if she has a stroke or she's on her deathbed, do not call me over there again. That is a boundary I am setting. Please respect it. My mom said, I understand. Again, Mom was not acting in maliciousness, and Mom, I know you were not acting in maliciousness. You were, that's your kid. All in all, ultimately, we're both your kids, and you thought that you could help her through me, and that's the only way you could do it, and that's why I did go over there, is for you, Mom. Um, like I said, going back to my daughters and I don't basically have a relationship with my daughter Jade. Her mom and dad are beautiful people. They are beautiful people. I am so happy. When I went in to talk to, was it Catholic Human Services? I think so. I think it was Catholic Human Services at the time. That's what it was called. And we had maybe 2 meetings. The second meeting, she brings out these notebooks of people, and she says, you got 5 minutes. Choose." And there were two families that she could have gone to. And she says, "Right now, your instinct, out of your heart, which one?" And I said, these ones. And that's the family she went to. They happened to have adopted a daughter beforehand. They could not have kids. They adopted a daughter beforehand. And I said, the reason I picked, it was just an instinct, just these ones, right now. And she said, "Why?" I said, "She has a sister. Her sister loves her too, very, very much." So in this aspect, the way I'm explaining it to you, I am a good mom. And anyone that has to make that decision, you are a good parent because you did not make them live the life that you could not provide for them. And some people need to hear that. Some people need to believe it, though. Because if you hear something like that and you believe in your heart that that's not true, then you think those people are lying to you. And until you believe that in your heart, it feels like a lie. It did to me. You people are lying to me. I'm a bad person. I dumped my kid off and walked away. I was forced to put her in that situation. Yada, yada, yada. Now, the father, his words to me were not congratulations or happy or any of that. The thing he said to me was, get rid of it. And I told him, and I'm going to try to say this in a polite way for YouTube, if you do not want to eat certain parts of your body for breakfast, do not ever speak to me again. Because after I'm done with you, you will never think you're a man again. Because you don't take a woman's kid away. And you don't say, get rid of it. So I said that in a polite way for you, for my viewers. That dude knows what I said to him. And it did have to do with manhood. That I know of, he does have some sort of relationship with her. Because her grandma on that side of the family adores her. Oh, my goodness. So, I mean, if she adores her, then he's got to be in her life somehow. You know what? Not my business. And if he loves her, good. Good. She deserves to have love. Her mom. And I'm not going to say adopted mom, because that's her mom. She kissed the boo-boos. She tucked her in at night. She got all the diagnoses. She had to worry when she had to have eye surgery. That's mom. I'm mother. She asked me when she was born, and she named the grandma's name, and I said, abso-freaking-lutely, I love that woman. There's no reason, because I can't get along with her son, that she can't have her grandbaby. So, that is why he may be in her life. And again, I don't feel bad about that. If he is, and he loves her, she deserves that. That's fine. I don't have to talk to him, and I don't have to like him. And I don't. But she deserves that. The reason I am in depth sharing this with you is, yeah, it happened to me. But these are my feelings on it. And if you are in the same situation or know of somebody in the same situation, you may want to hear this to bring that to them or your own heart and help you heal from it too. Putting your child up for adoption is not a bad thing. Putting your child up for adoption, you chose life. And I'm not going to down somebody who has not. That A word, ABTIORN, whatever, sometimes, in my opinion, needs to happen. Because there are circumstances, as in a woman was put into a situation that she did not want to be in, and it happened. And psychologically, you cannot deal with that. I understand that too. But you chose life, and you chose to give your child the best life they could have, whether it was in your home or not. That was the bravest, most best, excuse my sentence structure, decision you could ever make for that human being. You loved them enough to give them what they needed, even though it wasn't in your own home. That is a selfless sacrifice. I started to tear up. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to see me ugly cry. The reason I started to tear up is not because of the memory or because of that happened and da 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 da. It is because I was feeling it that heavily at the moment. It was because the feeling of what I was saying was impacting me as well as it may be impacting you. So I started to tear up. I wish I'd had somebody say that to me, and I was able to believe it at the time I was going through it. The reason I add in able to believe it is because there may have been people doing that for me, and I didn't realize it. I don't know how much more I have to say on that subject. I got a little emotional today, guys. Sometimes I do. I just had to bring up what I had said to my loved one. And then that spiraled into the rest of this. That is looking really pretty. I'll show it to you against the yarn. Actually, it looks really, really pretty against the yarn. Mermaid scales. It delights me. Pinks would look pretty like that too. Just all color. I mean, if you frame something in black, generally it just looks good. Black, brown, and white, gray, neutral colors. Like, I think those are neutral colors. If you frame a beautiful a flashy color with a neutral color, it looks good. I'll probably add it in, and it'll probably be in the beginning, and you'll hear this at the ending of this video. I caught Squeaky and Doobie cuddling, and I knew they were cuddling for a long time yesterday because I didn't hear fighting, I didn't hear arguing. I knew they were both laying on this table together because that's where they both wanted to be. I turned the corner, had my phone in my hand, and looked over and they were cuddling. So I grabbed it and I took a picture for Pam because I had been just talking to Pam. I'm like, so I flipped the camera on real quick and took a picture. And I was like, look what I just saw. Oh. So, and then I got a cute picture of her laying just, you know how a cat lounges, like a big cat lounges in a tree with its belly hanging over and it's just kind of like this. Doobie was doing that on my handlebars and I'm like, yeah, that's cute. And then I got a picture of this look she was giving me. So you're going to get a couple of cat pictures today. I don't have very many pictures of Charlie, or yeah, Charlie and Squeaky. Charlie's huddling over by the food again today. Not in the cupboard, not next to the litter box or anything. She's huddling over by the food, and every time I walk past her, meh. So I'm like, okay, dear, I will pet you and love you while you're sitting there in your safe spot. I guess she's a special kitty, too. Me and my special kitties. They're all special. Doobadoo actually is just a really good cat. And I love her so much. She's such a sweet baby. Even though she's a tyrant, she's also still young and unfixed. And I don't know as if she had her first heat yet. She did start yowling, and I sent the video to Pam. She goes, oh, Winnie was about that age when she started that. But it was like a day of that, and then she was okay. And it might have been that was the beginning. So I don't know if she is ready for the hysterectomy or not. But we'll wait and see if she actually has a full-blown heat before we do that, because I'm still on the fence as in Mom is going to kick my butt for this. I'm still on the fence as to if I need. Yeah, it's going to be annoying if she howls and yowls. But do I need to get her fixed? Because the other two are. Squeaky came to me and he was fixed. And when I got Charlie, definitely she got fixed. Because in my morality, in my mind at that time, they have to be fixed. However, if they are fixed, I guess it helps later on in life make sure that they don't get some sort of ovarian cancer. Because that can happen to an unfixed cat. Female. I don't know what happens to an unfixed male. So that is one risk that I could be taking from her, but what if she gets ovarian cancer at 15 years old? That's probably an appropriate time to put her to sleep anyway. But what if she gets it at 3 years old? Who knows? So I'm on the fence of, do I need to get her specifically fixed? She's going to live indoors. She knows she lives indoors. She could escape and bring me babies. That's another risk. But I'm at home most of the time, and I can monitor who's going in and out of that door because I can see it from here, from my safe zone. Door right there. So, and I don't go to sleep with the door open. Generally, I don't go to sleep with the door open. Sometimes it gets cooled off in here enough for me to go to sleep. But if I have that door open, the screen door's locked. So I don't know as if and like I said, my mom's going to kick my butt if I make the wrong decision on that. But does she need to be fixed? There's nobody in here going to make her pregnant. I got 2 more stitches to do on that one, and then I can switch colors. So here I am. Oh, my nose is dry. I need to... My niece gave me some. I need to moisturize my nose. It's dry. I don't know why that is. Oh, that's where I need to change color, so I can't finish that stitch. Okay. I need to change color. I'm making my mermaid scales. So I'm going to say, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.